Dear Ms. Sage, May 1st, 2015. I wasn't going to write this, but today is May 1st, and I know in a matter of days this writing essay contest will be over. I've been thinking about your lovely bed and breakfast since that day I saw it on my news feed on Facebook. There were two simple thoughts I had when I saw it. There's my ultimate dream. I used to be a writer, I can write. I thought, I can do this, but until now, I've waited. I wish I could show you the Victorian house I grew up in. Its tall windows and long hallways, the alcoves in the attic, the mansard roof. It's the only place I've ever known as my true home. In the 80s, my parents sold it, and we moved away. The bank leveled it for a parking lot. Before it was demolished, I went alone to look at it. I stood in the backyard looking up at my gentle friend as my heart filled with tears. There are so many stories I can tell about my childhood house, such as when I was a toddler, my walker went down a whole flight of stairs with me in it. The house knew all of my secrets. My first crush was written all over a corner nook in crayon. Easter eggs hidden behind long curtains. Me laughing and sliding down the long banister. Oh, what a wonderful house I carried in my heart. In my 20s, I purchased a New England Best Bed and Breakfasts book and was hooked. I read and reread those pages cover to cover, dreaming of which ones I would visit. I ventured to Newport, Rhode Island and stayed at my first lovely B&B. The elderly owner was charming, and his home was enchanting. I loved looking at all of his pictures on the wall in his living room and running my hand along his books in the bookcase. The next morning we awoke to a blizzard. We were given a quaint basket of muffins and a map to explore Newport. We ventured nearby to an estate sale. It was enchanting to stay in a B&B and feel like I was home again. I was hooked. As the years passed by, I ventured to a lovely B&B on Block Island, Rhode Island, and touched the rose wallpaper lovingly. A breathtaking B&B in Newport which was full of history and enchantment. A few B&Bs in Rockport, Massachusetts where we returned several times, lovingly writing in their guest book and feeling the sun on our faces in the morning, rocking on rocking chairs in the evening after a beautiful meal. We stayed in a large brick B&B near New Hope, Pennsylvania, called the York House. We loved it so much we returned for my birthday. We ventured to San Francisco and stayed at a very old B&B with our own wood fire hot tub. There are so many tales of my adventures, but my heart always reminds me of home during these visits. During my 20s, I became a nanny and took care of several children in their homes. In my free time, I would venture out on weekend trips to B&Bs in New England. My dream was to get married and lovingly own and run a B&B. I had so many ideas and imagined all sorts of lovely ways I would surround my guests with interesting things to make them feel that home feeling, and all of the creative recipes that would tempt their palates. I thought about the comforters and quilts and feather pillows and pictures on the walls from estate sales and pretty metal boxes for guests to peek in. I dreamt of rocking chairs and the sounds of crickets and lightning bugs scattering bits of light on summer evenings, the sound of children's laughter and the sight of lovers holding hands. I pictured how I would act, curious and friendly but not intrusive. I would let everyone fall in love with my B&B abode in their own way. Perhaps in the quiet of a window nook, or laughter at the table, or in the delight of homemade marshmallows. I didn't know how I would create my dream, and so I let the years unfold. And now soon I will be 45. I may never see this particular dream come to light, owning an amazing B&B. But I do know this. I know what it is to have a longing for home, and I would be an inspiring hostess for those who are seeking such a place in their hearts. If given the key to my dream come true, I will in turn surround it with my life and love. I will leave you with a poem I wrote, an ode to Emily Dickinson, which I wrote while staying in a B&B in a very old house across the street from Emily Dickinson's homestead in Amherst, Massachusetts. I wish you well in your future endeavors. I wish good luck to whomever is lucky to win your contest and live to cherish center level in. Ode to Emily Dickinson. Such a little room I keep, where tiny garden flowers sleep, the ink yet in my pen aware. At night my heart descends the stair, and out the door it wanders far, a lightning bug escaped from jar. Then fly and glow, then dream and be, O Emily, so secretly, that neighbors think of me as plain within these walls and window pane. They've sealed their doors from chill dark cold, while every one, they all grow old. Within their fence they think they're free, such lonely lives, dear Emily, until miniature selfish flags unfurl, and stature cemetery states they touch the world. Long, long after your earthly grave, one understands your poem saved, and spreads each page beautifully swept. Oh, such a little room you kept. Thank you. Allie Belcher.